What is up, guys, and welcome to today's prediction video. So obviously, with this weekend being the kickoff of the Premier League, we're all very excited, and already we are served up with a very juicy encounter between Chelsea and Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Now already we think of players like Fernando Torres, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard when we think of this fixture, but this clash has turned into a bit of a snooze fest in recent years. The last 5 clashes have all ended in stalemates at full time, with penalties being needed to decide the 2 cup fixtures, which Liverpool managed to win. The worst part of it all is 4 out of those 5 encounters ended with no goals in ordinary time and in extra time too. It's turning into a very bland fixture, which I think is sort of a reflection of the status of both of these clubs. Both clubs are going through a major transitional period right now, and it's really reflected in both of their performances, with Liverpool now in the Europa League and Chelsea not even being in European football at all. Okay, so for our team analysis for Chelsea, I think firstly we got to keep in mind that Thomas Tuchel left Chelsea last season, Frank Lampard came in. Chelsea were a team that lacked identity, that lacked any threat going forward, lacked any stability at the back. They were a shadow of their former selves, and I don't think I've ever seen a Chelsea team look that bad, to the point where they finished 12th, with 11 wins, 11 draws, and 16 defeats. Chelsea really needed to go back to the drawing board. A whole lot of players left. There was a massive exodus, the likes of João Felix, N'Golo Conte, even Mason Mount, all of these players left, and Chelsea kind of have to start from scratch now. I think 3 players we got to look at. Number 1, Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is such a good player for Chelsea when deployed out on the left wing only. Frank Lampard insisted on playing Sterling through the center, and it just didn't work out. It was never going to work out. Sterling does not have the build to contend with tough center backs. It sort of just nullifies his pace and his trickery by playing him out in the middle, because it leaves him exposed. Next up, I think we got to look at Enzo Fernandez. So Fernandez was brought into Chelsea following some very promising displays at the World Cup in Qatar. He was actually voted, I think, the young player of the tournament. So Chelsea know that in Fernandez they have a long-term prospect. But again, Fernandez did not cope with the pace and the power of the Premier League. He looked very bad last season. I hope he looks a bit better, but there is a lot of promise in Enzo Fernandez going forward. Finally, Mykhailo Mudryk. So João Felix was actually brought into Chelsea to sort of solve the problem of them not having any creative threat out wide, and it just didn't work out. The first thing that he did of relevance at Chelsea was get red carded. So Mykhailo Mudryk was brought in, but I think Mudryk also just didn't have the chance to shine. Hopefully he does so this season. Liverpool are a little different from Chelsea. Liverpool is a team that has been suffering from success in the last few seasons, and they too have gone through a massive overhaul. The departure of Sadio Mane really hurt Liverpool. They brought in, I think it was Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez. Both turned out to be flops. And now Liverpool will be hurt even more by the departure of Jordan Henderson. But Mohamed Salah has always been a shining light for Liverpool, so I think he will definitely be our first player to look at. Salah provided both goals and assists for Liverpool last season. I think it was 16 goals in the Premier League and 12 assists. He was at the heart of everything good that was happening at Anfield, and when he wasn't around, it was obvious. So Mohamed Salah will definitely be crucial for Liverpool going forward this season. Next up, I think we've got to look at Virgil van Dijk. Now, Van Dijk is still a fantastic defender, if you ask me, but Jurgen Klopp changed his strategy and his tactics going forward last season, and it just left Van Dijk exposed. Klopp wants to play more through the midfield now, as opposed to just focusing on defense and offense, which is what Liverpool were very good at doing previously, and all it did was leave Van Dijk alone and exposed at the back. Van Dijk needs to be more flexible, I think, and he needs to adapt better going forward, but I think he is still a top player for Liverpool. And finally, I think we have to look at Mac Allister. Mac Allister is a new acquisition at Liverpool that Klopp had in mind simply because I think he will fit into the style that Klopp now wants to work with at Liverpool. McAllister is a fantastic midfielder. He's shown this at Brighton already, and he too was part of that Argentina team that was so successful at the World Cup in 2022. McAllister provides creativity. He is box to box. There's a lot of stamina in him, great passes, good range. I think McAllister has a lot of potential at Liverpool, but it all comes down to whether or not he can stay fit, because I think without McAllister, I don't think Thiago Alcantara is enough at Liverpool, and I think Liverpool will be left wanting in midfield should something happen to McAllister. This is actually a very difficult fixture to call because of all of these draws and all of these goalless stalemates. It's sort of a case of these two teams suffocating each other out. And it's funny because if you look at the previous fixture between these two, after Liverpool drew with Chelsea, which was a match that everybody actually expected Liverpool to win, Chelsea went on a 6-match losing streak, as if they put all of their energy into that fixture and then just didn't have any going forward after that. I think Liverpool do just have just a little bit too much for Chelsea. I think something that's going to be so important is that midfield battle between Enzo Fernandez and between McAllister. But I think Liverpool just have a bit more all over compared to Chelsea. I think Liverpool's front line versus Chelsea's back line, and Liverpool's back line versus Chelsea's front line, I think the Reds have the edge in both of those areas, and now they have the edge in midfield as well. Another reason I think Liverpool are going to come out on top here is Chelsea have had issues with goalkeepers in the past. I think Kepa is just not a Chelsea quality goalkeeper. They're still forcing the issue with him because he's young, but I think Liverpool will have just a little bit too much for Chelsea in this one. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time, and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.